Carlos Slade writes, "Hey staff, hope all is well. Love the show. I wanted to know if y'all heard any news for God of War movie in development. Who would be your cast for lead role? My opinion, I would like the movie to tie in with the new Clash of the Titans series and allow Kratos to destroy all 300 style."
First of all, there's no chance that you're going to see this tie in with Clash of the Titans. No chance. Have I mentioned that there's no chance? Okay, so let's get that out of the way. So this is a really Kratos, and I hope I'm saying his name right, is a really cool character in the books. I mean, he looks so badass too, the way he's designed and all that kind of stuff. Now, the last I heard, here's all I know about the God of War movie project. They are trying to move forward with it. They've been trying to move forward with it for like 6 years. The last I heard, well, first let's jump back about 5 years ago. Brett Ratner was actually kind of attached to direct it at one point. That was like 5 years ago. So the guy who directed X-Men,
Last Stand.
Last Stand, thank you. I was going to say Last X-Men Days of Future Past, which hasn't even come out yet. Yeah, the guy who directed X-Men 3, and of course he directed the Rush Hour films, and he was on board for a short time, apparently, to direct. The script was written, but then they brought in a new set of screenwriters named Marcus Dustin and Patrick Melton, I believe are the names. They wrote other films such as Piranha 3DD. I believe they wrote Saw 4. And they wrote The Collector. And they wrote a couple of other, like, films, similar genre and stuff like that. And they actually had a very interesting take. When I heard them talking about their take when they were writing the God of War script, they wanted, first of all, Ares to have a much more relevant role in the movie than he does in the game. Because in the game, he doesn't show up that much. He's actually got a very light presence in the game. So they wanted him to have a much more strong presence in the overall film. They wanted us to see Kratos with his family. Like they were talking about, like the first half hour of their script was going to be him with his family, because they believe if they handled it like the video game, and this is very true, then general audiences wouldn't feel his pain. They wouldn't feel his need for revenge. And for those of you who don't know, Kratos is a human, regular human being. He's a warlord. He's a warrior. Makes a deal with the god of war, Ares. And the consequences of that deal is that I believe his whole town and his family die and are murdered. So now you got this mortal Kratos who's on this epic quest to seek revenge and wants to kill the god of war, Ares. So that's the idea. And so the screenwriters, their whole thing was, if we just kind of launch into it like the game does, the general audience isn't going to feel his pain and understand and relate with his desire for revenge. So their whole idea was, let's make the whole first half hour more normal and then really launch into it. And I think that's a really good idea. However, it's been almost a year since I've heard anything else come out of it. Now, I haven't heard that they canceled the film or anything like that, but as far as I know right now, they still don't have a director. They're still no closer to having a cast or actually going into production. I think this movie might be on the shelf. I hope I'm wrong. Dennis, have you heard anything different?
No, I haven't really heard anything different. And actually, I don't really know that much about God of War. I'm actually an Xbox guy. I don't own a PS3. The game looks cool. The character looks cool. I actually learned a lot about this storyline just now from you talking. But it's in terms of like the lead cast, like just seeing kind of what the character like looks like and tonally, I think someone like a Tom Hardy could play that role. You know, like from Warrior, you know, like that badass.
And Bane, of course.
So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, he could, but the thing is, he's such a. And when you look at the design of him, and I'll bring up an image here of him. When you look at the design of Kratos, that's a hard dude to cast. Now, some people have suggested because of the physical appearance, what's that professional wrestler's name? Goldberg. That was the wrestler's name. Goldberg. So a lot of people, when they think of this, they think of Goldberg. I'll bring the picture back up. And, you know, you can kind of see the similarities a little bit there. But, I mean, Goldberg's not a legit actor. And I think you'd want to have a real actor, especially if they're going to do what the screenwriters are talking about, which is actually go into his family life and, you know, his love and all that kind of stuff and have to really understand and feel his sense of pain or revenge. Then you need a legit actor. And if you're going to go with a legit actor, you obviously can't get somebody that looks like this guy. So you just have to get as close as you can.